Hey folks, just doing a little review of my record cleaning station here. Thought maybe it'd be useful to people who are interested in possibly purchasing one or figuring out how to use one or whatever. So mine's the Project VCS2, I think the ALU aluminum probably. I've put about 200 records through this, I would say, at this point. Not back to back. I usually do maybe like 20 records in a row, and then I'll take a break for a little while, and I might do one or two at a time. But it's been working great for me. Basically, no issues. As far as the functionality, goes forward and back, which is great. I like to brush going one way and then brush going the other way, and then I'll vacuum it, and easy peasy. Sometimes if a record's got a bunch of garbage on it, I'll vacuum it before I even start cleaning it with the brush. So I use a Record Doctor brush, and then there's the other brush that came with it. Sometimes when I'm using two different cleaners, I might use two different brushes. But for the most part, I just use one brush, and I use this Super Record Wash from MoFi. The Project stuff, I did mix some of that up, and I think it's more aggressive than this MoFi Super Record Wash. And I'm pretty much out of that at this point. I know MoFi does make like a deep clean, which may be more similar to the Project stuff you get. I will say that I mixed this up at a pretty heavy ratio. It says on there mixed 1 to 10 or 1 to 20. So I did the 1 to 10, and makes sense why it would feel a little more aggressive. I don't know what's in either one of those washes, but I just did get a new bottle. This has been sitting outside for a couple days, and it's freezing weather outside, and it's still liquid. I just brought it in, so there's clearly some alcohol or something in there, because that's freezing temperature stuff. Or at least it'd been out there long enough to where I thought it would have froze. Anyway, yeah, it's been working great. When I do several records, I drain it. You pop this screen off here and put this in. So a lot of people say that you don't have to drain it much, and that the liquid will evaporate out, or your liquid you vacuum off. But then you also hear people talking about having motor issues and like rusted internals. And I can't help but think leaving all that moisture in the machine, obviously that it's got to go through the vacuum or whatever, and then it goes to the tank. So that moisture that's evaporating out of the tank probably can get back to the motor, or at least some components. I haven't had this apart, but I haven't had to, because I've had zero issues. And that may be partially because I drain my tank pretty much every time I use this thing. So I'll take the record off, and I put the spout on it, I tip it upside down and shake it around, and dump it out in the sink, and that nasty water comes out. But this thing's quite loud. I run it in the basement. So that's what the vacuum sounds like. Goes both ways. So just turn it on, squirt some liquid on, and run your brush. I like to brush both ways for, I don't know, 6-10 passes at least, both directions, and then I'll vacuum and swing the vacuum arm over. This just pops over and sits down. Sometimes you have to help the record up a little bit, and then it'll suction to it. Easy peasy. Does a great job of getting debris off. And then as clean as your record can get is more or less up to you. It's not the machine's fault if it doesn't do a good job, or if it does. It's whatever cleaning solution you're using and how much you brush it. I talk to people that use the sonic ones. For me, I clean engine parts with sonic cleaners, and if you leave them in there too long, you can actually erode components in sonic cleaners. So for me, like, sonic cleaning of vinyl sounds a little bit risky. I've never done it. I know lots of people do it. I'm really happy with this vacuum box. I also like that if I pull a record out and it's got some dust on it from whatever, from storage or whatever, but the record's otherwise really clean, slap it on here, spin it, vacuum it, pull it off, done deal. And I have a brush that I use over at my turntable as well, but you know, if I get a record that looks really good but it's got some junk on it from a paper sleeve or something, I'll just vacuum it off. No mess, quick and easy. So thumbs up from me. Around 200 plus records through this thing, and I got another 200 to go right now. I just got a collection I brought in, so I'm cleaning records tonight. So I'd say I've owned it for a year. I wouldn't hesitate to buy another one if you got several hundred records to clean. Screw that doing it by hand stuff. Get yourself a machine. Have a good one.